Okay, good evening, everyone. And I'm happy to be here. Myself, Madhvi Gali, and I am from Hyderabad, India. So I have come to PMC in 2020, okay, to one of my friends. So he introduced me to this meditation because I was experiencing some problem in my hand, so which has come out of anxiety. So to get rid of that, I just entered into meditation. And within a 1 month, the pain was completely gone and it was healed. And I was like interested more into it and try to understand not only the meditation, but the knowledge in it. So as Patriji says, the 4 pillars of PMC, which is Swajay, Sajjan Sangatya, and meditation and the vegetarianism. So by birth, I was a vegetarian. So the other part, like, the Swajay part, even I was into book reading a lot. I used to read a lot. The meditation and the Sajjan Sangatya. These two concepts, made me go deeper into this PMC. And I was fortunate enough to do all parts of volunteering works in PMC groups. So then gradually my seniors, they told me that you can start a group wherein even you can do, because I was made I was taught all the knowledge or all the things that I should have to start my own group. So I started my group, which is Aham Brahmasmi. We have started this group in January 2023, and which is going very good. People are joining the group across all the parts of the world. And I strongly feel that, Patriji is behind this group, and he's, making us all the guidance, and we are doing good. Whatever I have learned, I'm teaching them, and even the masters are coming in. So it's a very good thing that is happening. So masters will also do first, the meditation thing, and then we'll go to the Swajay part. So today I'll be, discussing about the consciousness. So Deepika ma'am will start the meditation first. And Deepika ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So I'll share the music and you facilitate the meditation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll share.
So friends, let's go into the meditation mode. You can, close your eyes and clasp your hands and cross your feet. And whoever wants to sit on the floor, they can sit very relaxingly on the floor, or if they are comfortable sitting in a chair, they can sit in a chair. And if you experience any sort of pain in your back, you can take some rest, take some or the other, pillow kind of thing. Since if you are wearing any sort of glasses on your eyes, you can remove the glasses. And the first part of the basic part of meditation is you have to completely relax your mind and body. So the more relaxation you give to every part of your body, the deeper you go into the meditation. So first we'll start with our mind. You be an observer to your thoughts, but do not engage in any kind of response activity. Stay away from the thoughts, masters. Completely relax the pain that is stretching in your spine, the hands, the feet and the legs. Make them relax. Do not exhibit any kind of, stiffness anywhere. Make each part very loose and light. Calm your muscles, calm your nerves, calm your thoughts. Just focus on your breath, masters. Focus on just observe the breath that's coming in and going out. Very slowly, very deeper and calmer. Experience the breath dancing to the music and entering into your body deeper into deeper, and slowly coming out. The more deeper you go, the closer you will be to the universal frequency, masters. When you close your eyes, you are no more your physical body. It's the soul journey that will begin after we close our eyes. Keep traveling with the wonderful music, wonderful breath that's flowing in and flowing out. Experience the bliss around us, the chirping of the birds, which is calming your mind a bit more. Experience the emptiness of the mind. Be the unknown of the surroundings, masters. Just follow the rhythm of the flowing in and flowing out of the breath, which will lead us to the godly frequency, masters. how closely we are connected to this Mother Nature. We are every part of this universe, Masters. Experience the cosmic energy that is flowing through your crown chakra into every part of the cell. And observe that it is healing all the blocks, all the diseases. It is reaching every cell. It is flowing through your head, your house, the community. Is surrounded by cosmic energy, Masters. Experience that wonderful magical energy around your fingers, toes, eyes, and you all can see the blue light. Just experience the bliss, Masters. With this meditation, consciousness expands day by day. The body heals by itself. And we are becoming very close to the tidy shift. Please don't open your eyes, Masters. We're all receiving wonderful energy. When wonderful white cosmic rays, the divine light that is healing all the bruises, all the blow-ups of all the 7 chakras, all the 7 bodies. Be calm. And experience the bliss, the happiness. We are getting energized, masters. Be with the breath. Always show the gratitude towards this wonderful life, masters. What an amazing architects you are. You have designed a meditation in your lives. Show gratitude to this wonderful physical body through which we are healing. Everything, masters. Our 7 chakras, 7 bodies. This physical body is the vehicle for your soul's journey. Show gratitude. Last 5 minutes, Masters. Please don't open the eyes. We are all in wonderful meditation here. Slowly we'll come back to our physical body, Masters. Thank you to this wonderful meditation that we have changed our frequencies, expanded our consciousness, received beautiful energies, healed our bruises, blocks. Gratitude to all the great Grand Masters, Astral Masters, everyone for making us learn this beautiful journey through meditation. Let's show gratitude to our parents, to this beautiful nature, Mother Earth, everything around us. Show gratitude to everyone, Masters. Now you can slowly keep your hands over your eyes, Masters. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And with a beautiful smile, you can open your eyes in your hands and experience the wonderful energy all over your body. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this meditation. Thank you so much, Masters. And once you are ready, you can come back.
Thank you, Master Madhvi. It was a very deep and wonderful meditation. Thanks for the engaging one.
Okay, masters. As part of our Swajay, we'll start, discussing about the consciousness, which is, the beautiful topic. One should know about it in the spiritual path. Like, what is consciousness and why do we need to know about consciousness? Because often we come across this word consciousness. We're expanding the consciousness. We have to expand the consciousness. So what exactly we mean by consciousness? So can we see through our physical eyes anything of this word consciousness? No, masters. We don't see this term, the consciousness, through our physical eyes or our astral eyes, the third eye, but we can experience so many things through this consciousness. As soul never dies, so is consciousness. Consciousness is the one part of our soul, which is, coming from ages, from our past lives to the current one. Every soul's journey, it carries all the content that is, say, suppose if we are we are in a day, we will be having so many events. We will be having breakfast, lunch, dinners. We will be working on something or the other. But are we going to remember everything which is happening in our daily life? No, only few things that will carry forever. So why do we carry those things forever? Why not everything? Because it imprints in our mind. These events has our relevance towards our life in a good or bad way. So that relevance, say suppose you could be having beautiful memories right from your birth, like some of them have gone to some vacation and you could have seen, dolphins for the first time, or you had a very good, wonderful time with your friends in one of the vacations, and you carry these memories for the rest of your lives. In the same similar way, suppose in your childhood, you would have experienced a bad phase of life, which really, had very bad impact on your life and which you won't forget for your rest of life. So in either of the events, you could see the memories are carrying forward forever. So in the similar way, masters, right from our first birth to the present birth, we are carrying all this kind of content in our mind, and which is we call as consciousness. So why should we talk about consciousness today? Because we are carrying the consciousness, but we are not cleansing it, or we are not adding valuable content to that consciousness. We are simply putting whatever we are finding in a good or bad way and carrying it for each and every life. So what happens? If you see, if I can give you one example of a smartphone. If you take a smartphone and if you think that, the memory card, which is your consciousness. So the memory card, if you keep on adding all the content, relevant, irrelevant, good memories, bad memories, unwanted memories, everything into the memory card. So what happens? What happens? The performance of your phone, it depletes its performance. So at one point of time, you see the performance downs. And what do you feel like? You feel like, it's a time that you should buy a new phone. Is it not the same with our bodies? We are carrying so much of content in our mind that at one point of time, when we vacate our body, it will be, full of these memories, and it is carrying forward to next birth. So do you all agree that what I'm saying is right? Is it possible that, the past life content is carried forward? Just to give a think over it, masters. Because if we compare a 6 years old child with another 6 years old child, both of them have the same lifestyle, same birth, same, atmosphere to grow. But one has a fears of water and one has a fear of heights. So a 6 years old would not have seen the heights or the water bodies in his time. But how come all of a sudden he developed that kind of a fear? Whereas the other 6-year-old can easily, go for a swim, or he doesn't have any fears. So if you could see the relevance in one of the books called Many Masters and Many Lives, the characters who experience very bad, psychological disorders. And once she gets healed, she could see all her past lives. So in one of her past lives, she see herself drowning in water. And that fear she carried over to her present life. So this is what I was saying to the 6-year-old who had fears of water and heights. So he has carried that fear from one of his births. So that is how the consciousness impacts our present life. So what are we going to do? Like if we have this kind of blocks, and we all don't know that we should go to psychologist. Many will, inhibit, going there, going to a psychology. They feel that, we have some disorder, or they feel it's kind of a disease that we should not go to a doctor. And they also think what others think, that are we are mental disorder patients. So all these, issues that will prevent us going to a psychologist. But we don't need a psychologist, masters. We can do this cleansing through meditation as well. So what we need to do, how we are going to repair this consciousness, and why do we need to do? Because again, if I take the example of the smartphone, suppose if your phone is full of unwanted, irrelevant memories that are, that have become full in your, and it is taking more memory, what you're going to do? First thing you do is you delete all the unwanted memories, documents, videos, everything from that smartphone. And immediately you can see a better performance coming from the phone. In the same way, if you start identifying the patterns, those patterns which are not allowing to expand your consciousness. But why do we need the expansion of our consciousness? Because masters, in this spiritual path, we need so in the spiritual path, masters, we need this expansion, because it will help our spiritual journey to ascend faster if we remove all this clutter from our consciousness. So how are we going to do? How are we going to remove this clutter from our consciousness? First thing is identify the patterns. Identify the patterns that are blocking your consciousness. So what are those patterns? You may be carrying all those fears from all your births. So identify what are all the fears you hold. Then identify the patterns. It could be religious patterns which are not required actually. Those patterns Because in PMC, if you could see, there was a big revelation that happened when Patriji called out, we should not do the bhakti movement, we should follow the meditation. Is it not the big revelation that happened? Because that is where, we have stopped doing this pujas and all, and we started doing the meditation, because he understood the importance of meditation, because it takes years together to ascend in the spiritual path if we go in that way. And this is the quickest way to achieve the ascension in a faster way. So he called out, and he called out many such things which helped us to move in our ascension. So the fears, because of the fear, you could have seen, sometimes if someone have physically hurt us, or through words, if they hurt us, we carry those words or those insults, those words all along our lives. And that memory will definitely stop your ascension. So you need to understand these patterns. And once you understand these patterns, you start cleansing them. You will come out of the fears, because you don't need to hold the fears. And if you have fear of heights or water, you need to understand them, and you try to, get out of it. So you'd come out of all these patterns, the social religious patterns, or the patterns, say suppose, still I believe, if you want to cast a vote against any party, it is not us who will take decisions. In majority of the families, it is the elders who take the decisions. Why? Because we don't work on those things. So when we start working on everything, if we start understanding our self-worth, if we start understanding, analyzing things, we'll declutter all these unwanted, irrelevant things that are occupied in our memory, which is called our consciousness. So masters, there are two types of consciousness. One consciousness is the one which keeps on adding to your memory. Okay. The other one is a dormant consciousness, which is coming from ages. So we need to focus on the dormant consciousness, because in this dormant consciousness, we hold all our past life blocks. You call it as small things, but even I have seen and experienced many of our fellow meditators who had blocks of OCD also. They have done something wrong because of this OCD, or they have a problem of, getting up early in the morning. And if they don't get up early in the morning, say 3:30 or 3, they get irritated. And if they don't follow the, the puja patterns and other things, they get irritated. So that is like, kind of the pattern that has, imprinted in our consciousness. And the societal norms. There are many societal things that, we call as a superstitious things that are coming as the blocks to our consciousness. So now, once you identify what are the things that needs to be done. So as the phone, we have taken the example that we have to declutter the phone. So what are we going to, add in the phone? So whatever is required for our ascension, that is going to be added. Because we all know, masters, when we vacate our body, we are not going to take a single penny or a single desire or single attachment from this earth. And I would also like to add the attachment, also the blockages of the consciousness. Because once we vacate, we still hold the attachments to our luxuries, to our dear ones. That is also blocks our, consciousness. That's the reason, sometimes what happens, even after, after the body vacates, they will always try to come back to their own family. Instead of, selecting a more matured meditators family, they try to come back to their family. Why? Because they are attached to that family and they don't want to separate themselves from that body. So they will come back to the same family. So those kind of attachments to the luxuries, some people vacate the body, but they still hold that attachment with their jewelry or the properties or something or the other, or beautiful furnitures, anything you call it as a luxury, they will have the attachment. So we have to learn the detachment. That also helps our conscious expansion. So what are we going to add? Since we know that we have to repair, heal, declutter our consciousness, then what exactly we are going to add? As I mentioned earlier, masters, that only thing that we carry to our higher soul, higher self through this physical body is the knowledge, the wisdom. Because you could have seen, many masters, how they will behave. If I can give you one example, if you see an old soul or a mature soul or a young soul, I don't want to take out or, call out the examples with names. Rather, I would prefer the souls, mature soul, young soul, or infant soul. How they behave to any activity, similar activity, and you could see the difference, they hold and the response to that activity. So that is where we can, say that the soul expansion is there. Because if there is an event, how they are going to, respond to that event, it shows the maturity of the soul. So how this maturity has coming in? The maturity has coming in through wisdom that we are providing it. In our older version, right to this day, to our last day, we are the better version of our next earlier day. So in this better version, you could have seen a gradual improvement in the way you talk, the way you put yourself, in front of everyone, the way you handle the events, the way you handle the people, the way you respond to each activity, the way you understand the self-worth, and the way you show empathy towards others, and the way you show mindfulness and awareness in every part of your life that you do. So all these are added features which will expand your consciousness. Also the other life knowledge is also required, because once we vacate the body, if we are ignorant what to do next, then we will make so many mistakes in choosing our next births. So if we have afterlife knowledge as well, then we will select the right decision and will do the right decisions over there. So we need to have the afterlife wisdom as well as our previous life wisdom to correct ourselves and make our present beautiful. And we should have our refinement process every day, masters, every day, in our speech, in our behavior, in our understanding, or in treating others as well. When you treat others humanly, every day you see your consciousness expansion. And I could, tell you that, when we are speaking that, our consciousness expand, but do you really feel that your consciousness expansion is visible or observed or felt? It is, masters. If I can give you one example, say suppose we're all, these days we are all, connected to the social website, social these things, right? Social activities. Say suppose everyone knows how to handle Instagram, how to handle other metadata. Then suppose in that social activities also, if you come across one such piece of information, reading it or looking it, or looking at the creativity of others, you feel you feel blown away at that particular point. Like, wow, what a creation it is. What a piece of information I did not know earlier. What an amazing information. When you get these thoughts internally, when you feel that, the startled expression coming out of your mind, that is where you can sense that your consciousness is expanding. That is how whenever we read books, whenever we come across a new knowledge, new content, new piece of information, we always think like, we haven't heard about this earlier. What a piece of information. I never knew that this was existed. So these kind of things, expand our consciousness, and we should always be in search of this kind of information, which will expand our consciousness. So what happens, masters, if we keep on increasing the consciousness? I am, keep on saying that initially we need to expand the consciousness. What is going to happen if we keep on expanding our consciousness? What will happen is like, there are many forms of consciousness. Ours is a consciousness, and the one which I mentioned as a dormant consciousness is part of subconsciousness. And there is one more consciousness as super consciousness. Who holds this super consciousness? Our higher self. When you speak about law of attraction, when you say affirmations, what exactly goes behind that affirmation? Have you ever thought? We often say, we have to release thoughts. We have to do affirmations. We keep on repeating the affirmation. Do you know the logic behind, what happens to those thoughts and what happens to those affirmation? You need to understand like what happens. We release our thoughts, affirmations through our consciousness, through our mind. We try to get a thought generates in our mind, and that thought is released. So what happens to that thought? That thought has energy. So that thought which has energy is again a frequency. So our frequency travel to all our bodies, go to our higher celestial body, which is our seventh body. From there, it releases to the universe. Your higher celestial body says to the universe, you are saying it, but that is the mic of your body. So it will travel, and from the celestial body, the thought is released to the universe. So does the universe has a consciousness? Definitely it has a consciousness. What do you call that consciousness as? It is called as the collective consciousness, the oneness consciousness. That collective consciousness will provide you that abundance, that knowledge. All of a sudden, you will be stuck in some problem in your office or in your life, and suddenly you'll, praying to the universe, give me the answer to this one. And out of blue, you will be provided with that solution. So where that solution is coming from? Your celestial body is getting that solution from the oneness, the collective consciousness, and it is providing to you. And from where this collective consciousness holds all this information, masters, it has a repository. So whenever you look at the pictures of all our masters, they keeps on meditating. You go to any God's messenger, they keeps on meditating. So why do they meditate when they are, they are already well achieved masters? Why do they need to meditate? They need to meditate because that energy they will keep on storing in that repository. And whenever someone asks for any help, it's like a knowledge bank. That bank is, every day overloaded with these energies. And whenever we have a calamities, whenever we do so much wrong to this Mother Earth or in the nature, in the universe as well. So this energy will be used to handle these kind of things. The tsunami will be generated through these energies only. The earthquakes will be formed or created through these energies only. So the masters, the again underlying point is the meditation. The meditation helps everyone to seek that energy. That energy is helpful in doing so many things. It will change the prayer field. It will change your surroundings. It will change your community as well if we have those prayer field increasing every day. So when we are meditating, our conscious expansion happens. When we have the proper consciousness expansion, then other things will start following, and our ascension will be much faster way than we believe. So this interconnected consciousness we need to understand. That is how, every day after we sleep, we travel to all other parts of our universe and come back. And how do we remember them? Because we should have those energies. It's like same camera. If you click the picture and if you don't have the battery, how come you're going to see a picture until your battery is full? That is how, if you keep on meditating and if you have the, if your body retains those energies, you can see whatever you have seen in your dreams as well. So everything is linked out, masters. You need to understand. And for that, the consciousness is very, very important topic to understand, which is the core for our spiritual path, which will cleanse all our past lives. Even if you read the Many Lives, Many Masters, every time she sees her past life, she'll come out of that anxiety and fear. And every day she will be, refining herself to her better version. So that is how, when we clean our consciousness, we refine our spiritual path. So masters, I'll stop here, and I think that, at least I could make you understand whatever I could put in front of you. So I'll be very thankful for listening to me, and thank you for PMC Africa for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, masters.
Thank you so much, Master Madhvi, for sharing this topic of consciousness. Okay, Master Madhvi, I have a small question here. Yeah. Could you just explain the difference between consciousness and soul?
See, if I take the example of a phone, mobile phone again, okay? What is mobile phone? Mobile phone is your soul, okay?
That's the physical part, right?
Not the physical part, not the physical part. If you don't have the energy, if you don't have charging, okay, you can't see the soul in it. The way it works, right? That is the soul. The way it, keeps on adding your photos, everything, how you often open I could say the operating system of the phone is the soul. Okay.
Right.
The outer body is the physical form. So
right.
If you keep on, refining your operating system, then the performance of your phone will be good. So that operating system is your soul.
Right. And then consciousness, how can we?
Memory card.
Okay.
The memory card. So both should be there. If you don't have the memory card, what is the purpose of your operating system?
Right. Right.
So your Wi-Fi is the connectivity to our universe.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means the consciousness stays in the soul, and the soul is in the body.
Correct. So if the phone dies, okay, it is not performing well. So that means, what are you doing? The operating system will be there in the other body, the new next birth as well. In the next phone also, you have the operating system. But what you are doing, you are cloning and taking all these apps, photos, everything to your new phone. If you have iPhone 14 and iPhone 15, both operating systems are same, but your consciousness is moving from one memory card to the other memory card.
Right. So you said there is one dormant consciousness.
Yeah, that is like,
long-term memory.
Yeah, long-term memory. Long-term memory, correct.
And the other consciousness, which was the other one?
The super consciousness. That I told you, right? The super consciousness is like, we don't have in the phone example, but in our spiritual path, the seventh body, which has a consciousness, that is our super consciousness.
Can we say like short-term memory?
No, ma'am, no. Not short-term memory. That has a very important role, because that is where it will make us to grow, to go different parts of the universe. That is how it will go. We are not going, because the astral body goes. So again, there is so much of things, behind that, how it goes and all. But to the core, this is what it is. Yeah, Pallavi ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Beautifully explained. So let's welcome Pallavi ma'am. Yeah.
Hello, Madhvi ma'am. How are you?
Hello, ma'am.
Always like super duper good. You give the
Thank
session
you.
like boosting for us. Hope really the session works for me. Actually, nowadays, I'm not able to do the meditation properly. And yesterday we had a session here. It was helpful for me. And today it will help more and more, I think so. And about this consciousness, as one of our madam Deepika ji said, as according to the consciousness and the other thing which you have told, as if we will be active, and always you say that if we have a proper fitness to our body, as Patriji sir has said, so I think it will be very helpful for us. Without all these things, it doesn't work. I think so, right?
See, there are underlying factors, ma'am, because those underlying factors, like, what diet, when you say afterlife, whatever you are sending to your soul, that is more important. So this fitness is important, but that is to connect to the higher consciousness. To connect to the higher consciousness or to go deeper into the meditation, your body should be fit. If you are lethargy and if you are not able to do meditation properly, how your consciousness expands, how you're going to go deeper. That's why the physical body needs the fitness, but our soul needs all the information that we are giving it to that.
And nowadays, while I'm doing meditation, and my elder daughter, when she's doing,
Ma'am, we have lost your voice. You have muted yourself.
so she is going.
Unmute.
She is sleeping in meditation itself, as she is getting tired all the time with her studies. I think so.
What's the question, ma'am?
And nowadays, for me also, I'm doing the meditation. The same process is happening to me. So I need
like once I have sent one write-up on this meditation. You should not. It's not important that you should do meditation at the same time. When your body is fully tired and it is asking for rest, then give proper rest to it. Take proper sleep. Once you have a good sleep and proper rest, then start doing the meditation. With the body which lacks rest and is tired, and if you sit in meditation, it obviously goes for sleep because it seeks rest. So it is getting that rest from meditation itself. So what is the purpose? Instead, you sleep properly and have good rest, then do meditation for 30-40 minutes. That will help you a lot, rather than sitting in meditation and getting energies.
Really, it was very wonderful topic. It helps me a lot. Thank you so much. Lots and lots of gratitude.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, any other questions?
Madhvi ji, there is one master who is asking for your write-up as well as a link to your previous session. So I think we can add it into the group.
Yeah. If she can, you can give my, mobile number to her. I can, give her all the links.
You can directly send your number to Sumita ji.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. I can provide you all this.
Please, friends, raise your hand or write your questions in the chat box. Madhvi, let's continue again our discussion about your astral travel. So
Master's astral travel, I told you, right? I had only the basic one, wherein, I came out of the body and I saw myself, above the level, and I was touching the ceiling part. But it was a fully awareness. I was in full awareness that my body is going and touching the ceiling, but I was scared. I was scared because I thought like I may fall down and I may had a very bad injury to my spine. At the very thought of it, I came back to my body. And when the first signs, the signs that you are experiencing the astral travel is like when you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you can start looking the things being your eyes closed. That means you can able to see everything around you. That is the first step. And if you keep on increasing your meditation time, then you will experience all these things. Yeah, that is how, ma'am. Other than that, yeah, Hardeep ji. Can unmute him.
Unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hello, good evening, Madhvi ji.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, I had a question regarding the way you explained to us, like, for example, the 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
So one has got fear of water, the other one was?
Able to swim without any fears.
Yeah. So now, for instance, now the child has that, then how does he or she overcome out of it?
One thing is like, that person has to go for meditation, and he has to, experience those things. He has to understand that, when he understands that this is part of his past life, then he will overcome. Other than that, you can, take the child to psychiatrist. And you should also understand, like, is it okay to take, that younger child to a psychiatrist? Even if he is allowed, then take him to the psychiatrist. And if he, if he says that what he has, why he holds that fear, then that will be removed. Because until he grows up and do the meditation and get the understanding, it will be little late. But if he, nowadays, I think, there will be the meditation conductor for children as well, right? Because children have very good third eye accessibility. They are born with high powers of third eye. So if you ask them to meditate, I think they can come out of it. Because I've seen a few kids who will even for a small play also, or if they want to indulge in activities with other children, they used to have fear. But when they start meditating it, and when they start trying to talk to them, they excelled in those activities, and they excelled in other fields as well. So we need to understand, as parents, we need to understand why the children is behaving like that. We should not blame them, but we should understand it could be the thing that is coming from his past. When we have that understanding, first we don't judge, or we won't be blaming that kid. Instead, we will give the proper guidance and make that children come out of that mode.
By doing meditation,
Yeah, meditation, or you can take him to a psychiatrist, or ask him to involve in activities with so many children. Because at that time also, when a person who is an introvert, if he is kept in an extrovert group of people, he start getting those qualities in him as well. The similar way, a children who has this kind of qualities, when they will talk, when they mingle with the other children, they will start copying them. Because at that age, what they'll do is like they copy the others. When they start copying, and they will get the what you call motivation from the same age children. and they will start if they come out of those fears and all other things as well.
Yeah. But I guess this idea of psychiatrist is not really good, because I took my daughter
Okay.
and started giving her medicine, which was I think started losing weight, and she used to vomit. But
Okay.
now she's much better compared to before, because I saw that this medicine was not right for her, so I stopped it.
Actually, we should not, ask, any doctor to give medicine.
Yeah.
Rather, they can take the children and, understand and, give proper guidance to the children or the parents as well, instead of, giving medicine.
Here is what I'm actually in Nairobi, Kenya. So
Okay.
here it's like they started giving her medicine and all
No,
that.
ma'am. Instead of medicine, I think you should do more online research, and you can take help from so many people. Nowadays, accessibility is more. You can talk to any doctor, like what can be done without medication. That way, also it helps.
Yeah. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Much.
Madhvi ji, there are other participants who are asking for your contact details. So maybe you can share your contact detail for everyone.
Sure. I enter my contact.
And wonderful sharings from all the masters. Thank you, Mohini ji, for sharing your wonderful experience. And she says, like, she did a lot of astral travel 10 years ago, and also did her past life healing, as mentioned in the books by Dr. Brian Weiss. And she removed her fears in the life of past lives, doing this for 3 years. Thank you so much, Mohini ji. Would you like to come on this platform and unmute yourself and elaborate a bit more on this? Thank you for sharing your experience. And Hardeep ji, Mohini ji is also supporting to help your child. So maybe you can contact her. Thank you, Mohini ji, for coming here. So you can unmute yourself and say a few words and message you have for everyone on this platform.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You can speak.
Yes. So you mentioned the book about
Many
messages
masters.
from masters. Yeah, I read those books many years ago, and I'm now at a level where I get a lot of clients who have issues in this life. And I'm also a pharmacist, and I do bioresonance therapy. It's holistic healing. And then for the last 3 years, I've been getting people who I'm able to do their past life healing, just like Dr. Brian Weiss was doing in his books. And I've also done a lot of healing for my own family, for clients, for friends. So when I heard that lady saying that her daughter has these fears, maybe she would like to contact me. I can help her.
Yeah. Maybe she
I'm not
has
sure.
approached
I'm not
a
sure.
wrong person, wherein she was given the medication. I don't know about it, but at that young age, if a child is taking so much medication, it's not
good.
advisable. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know the lady's name, but my phone number is on here if she wants.
Yeah, she's Hardeep and she's asking for your number, Mohini. Maybe you can type
Okay.
in.
Yes.
I have one more question from you, because like children, they have one or the other fear. Some of the children, they have fear from the insects, from cockroaches, or fear of crossing roads if there is a traffic. So is it something related to past life, or this is just natural? Because we also have fear, when we start driving a car for the first time.
Yes.
Intuitively,
So it all depends on how long those fears last. If they carry on and on and on, then there is something. If they manage to overcome them, like you said, crossing the road. By the time kids are 10, 12, they're okay with that. By the time you start driving, you're over your fear. But it's very true about if people have fear of water or heights, because I've also done that kind of healing for people with fear of heights. What has happened to them in the past life? They've fallen off buildings. So we clear that. And by healing them, they are much better in this life. So the idea is not to find out what it was in the past life so much, but the healing. So when the healing happens in this life, they overcome the fears so that they don't carry them on to the next life.
Correct.
Yes. So sorry, I don't want to take too much time, but basically it's like a couples when they have a lot of fighting between them. I go into their past lives. Sometimes they have spirits living in them, which is harming them, like could be ancestors, people, parents who have died are living. Then I release the spirit and they feel a lot more lighter. They don't feel so heavy. They don't feel burdened. It's like the spirit has left. We just send it to the white light. So I do all that healing. My grandfather used to do that. And I think and my parents are very spiritual, very meditative people for years and years, a lot of meditation. So it's in our lineage. So maybe that's how I acquired those powers. And like from a very young age, I've had these special powers, but now I use them to help people.
Incredible, Mohiniji. That's incredible. So what about like stage fear, or some people, some children, they have, fear of, for example, speaking on the, like singing on the stage or dancing on the stage?
That's all confidence. That's also to do with confidence. Yeah. And I think I'll tell you something. I used to have those fears years ago. I've been meditating for the last 26 years. So different gurus, different energies. I've gone through many gurus, learning from different ones. And I started with one guru. And then after a few months, I just told them I want to do some emceeing. And they were surprised that I said, look, you've just joined. I said, I just feel that I can do it. And I think by doing the meditation, I was able to overcome those fears. And that's about 15 years ago. And I could stand up and speak in front of everyone. Whilst before I could do one-to-one, but I couldn't speak to many people. So it's all come through meditation. That is really the key for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful sharing.
All right. Thank you. I hope I helped you.
Very much. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Gratitude.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Same here.
Mohiniji, maybe you can type your number in the chat so everybody can benefit from that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I will. Okay.
Actually, Hardeep ji wants to speak. Yes, ma'am.
Hardeep, you can unmute yourself and you can, start speaking.
Hello, yes.
You can
I just wanted to
open
know
your
where
video also.
Mohiniji is from.
You can start your video also, Hardeep.
No. Where is Mohiniji from?
I'm from Nairobi, but I've lived in England as well. I was there for over 20 years. Did my degree in pharmacy there. So I was working there. And then we moved back home to Kenya. So I was actually born here and lived here. And as a child, I was brought up, my family is very wealthy, so we had coffee farms. So I was brought up on coffee farms and I spent a lot of time in nature all the time. And that, I think, also helped me with my growth. Okay. Just roaming the farms and basically in the holidays, just spending time there.
Mohiniji, I have a request for you.
Sure.
Since you know many people in Nairobi, Kenya, you can ask people to join this group for meditation, because these people.
Yes, I have tried.
Yeah.
I have tried. I do tell people about it, and I say it's amazing how I feel. I pass it on to people, but it's like I find people are not ready, but when they are, they will.
Yeah.
And you see, they feel that. I feel my journey is such that my main guru now is Sai Baba, but I've been through Guru Mai, Nityanand Baba, Muktanand Baba. I've been through Osho. I've been through Shivanand Babaji. I did Sadhguru. So all the gurus I follow for five years. And then I just feel that, no, I've learned everything, I need to move on. So they always say, but you're always changing. I said, but there's nothing wrong, because through each guru, you learn something new.
Very true.
And it's so true. And, everything you've talked about today, I understand all of it so well, because I go through all of that. I've done astral flying, and you mentioned about you see bad spirits, and there was a time I actually come out of my body. I feel it. I'm flying over mountains, pine trees, going through the sea. I've seen animals running with me. I'm high up, but I'm not cold. It's cold. It's like the climate. The mountains are full of snow. And then at one of my astral flying, there was a man following me. So it was like an evil man. And you mentioned that you may see evil spirits.
Correct.
And I went through this tree trunk. I came out alive, and he went through the tree trunk and he died. So I said, I've got rid of this evil spirit, whatever it was following me. And then you say there's a point where you will come to a stage where you see the light spirits.
Correct.
So I think that's where I am. So I'm able to help people. I'm not boastful.
No, not at all. No, not
this
at all.
PMC group I've been following for nearly since
Yeah.
April. And I've been asking so many questions, and I think people might think, this woman is crazy, but it's just to put a foundation to my work. Is it, you think, is this really possible? Is it really true? And I can foresee things that are going to happen. I can see if there's an accident going to happen. I can feel it. Something tells me there's an accident. And then when you said, when you are having challenges, I just look at the universe and say, help me with this. Give me an answer. And the answer just comes. And then I start talking, and I don't even know who is talking. It's like a voice. And I explain to my clients things which I have not pre-prepared, but it's the universe just guiding me.
Yes.
It's so, I think you understand. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
But it comes with a lot of practice of meditation. Yeah.
That's a beautiful boon that has given to the humans to reach the
and
universe.
We are able to do it.
Yes.
So I really liked your thing about dormant and the super conscious, all that. And I have a lot of fear of the sea, which I've overcome now, because when my mother came here, she was carrying me. I was in her womb, and she came on a ship. And then 2 weeks later, I was born. They came from India. And, since I was young, I always had fear of the sea. I think it was in those last month before I was born, she carried me through the sea on the ship, that she said she was so troubled. And I've now understood why I have the fear of the sea. So now I go into the sea, I swim, I've overcome my fear. Wow. Whilst all my family, my sisters, my children, they all go deep sea diving. I just can't do it. So these are like this lady said, her daughter has fear of heights or sea or water. It's something to do with the inner child. Right. Yeah. Anyway.
Wonderful.
Okay.
That's a wonderful sharing, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can get over your fears, but through meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. Thank you.
Nice meeting you, ma'am.
Yeah. Nice meeting you too. You are in Hyderabad, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. I will pass this on. I do pass it on to people, but if they're ready, they will. Yeah.
Actually, that is much required at this point of time.
I know that they told me that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm very busy with my work, and then I have a husband who's not very well, but it's amazing how I've managed to keep him going. It's like a miracle, and I don't let it get me down at all. Whatever is there, I just face it. Even the doctors are amazed at how I can handle it. So I personally can't get involved and become a master in the group, because I've got so many things right now. And then my customers, my clients. Yeah,
just
but I do
share the link,
tell people about it.
Yeah, share the link or the videos to them, so that they can see and understand and join the meditation. Because at this point of time where there is a shift going on, we need to have a more prayerful that is required for Mother Earth and everyone, actually.
Yes, I know. I was
That is
thinking that today
to
when I
get
saw
to.
7
Yeah.
participants, only 7, and look at this wonderful lecture this lady is giving. It's such a shame nobody else can hear it.
No problem.
Anyway.
Whoever has to reach out, it's
Yeah.
our duty to do this. But
Yes,
This is there on YouTube. So
Yeah.
whenever they are
They will
ready,
I
be
know.
there.
That's right. I will definitely keep telling people. Thank you.
Yeah.
right time, right.
All right.
Thanks, ma'am.
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Namaskaram, ma'am.
Bye. I'm holding my phone, so I can't do namaskaram,
Yeah, sure.
but thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Deepika, ma'am. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think it was a wonderful sharing with the masters today. It's a beautiful session. And thank you so much, Madhvi ji, for bringing this. Now, this is to my bucket list. Next spiritual goal I have to look for.
Definitely, ma'am.
This is
And
how-
thank you for
Yeah.
the entire PMC Africa team for holding these wonderful sessions. And I hope, your efforts which you are, adding every day, it should reach out to many people. And I sincerely, yeah, add some intuition to this group so that, it grows and it reaches to most part of the people in Kenya or Africa. So thanks to the entire team, and thank you for having me here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Madhvi ji, for the wonderful
Thank you.
session. Beautiful sharing. So let's end today's session, everyone. Thank you once again.